Hi, everybody. This is Miss O. I'm your teacher. How are you? I'm excited to talk to you today about the very important message about paraphrasing. Paraphrasing. So let's see what we're going to do today. Today, we are going to look at this document about paraphrasing. Here it is. So see, it's kind of small. Make it a little bigger. So for paraphrasing, what we do is we are changing the words, but keeping the same main idea. That's the most important thing you need to know about paraphrasing. Number one, we have to change the vocabulary words. Number two, we have to keep the same main idea. And number three, and very important, we have to change the word order. Okay. And number four, we still have to say, where did we get it? That's called cite your source. Where did this come from? So today we're just going to work on changing the vocabulary words. And if we have time, we will talk a little bit about changing the word order. So let's talk about changing the vocabulary words. All right. First, you can go more general or more specific. So if we started out with the word Lamborghini, maybe you know that this is the car that I have. No, I don't have a Lamborghini. And I change Lamborghini to car, right? I just say, he had a Lamborghini. If I want to paraphrase, I say a car. Or I can change car to Lamborghini if I know that that's what car it was. Here, I say I could change my parents' country or my father's country. What can I change that to? And you think about that for yourself. What is your parents' country? So I might write Germany, where my father comes from. Or I could write the United States, where my mother comes from. Okay. So change the poster on the wall. Here's a picture. You see, there's a poster on my wall. There's another one. Not really posters, but change the poster on the wall. And I would change it to the decorations in the room, right? It's more general, more general. I could change lieutenant to soldier. A lieutenant is a kind of soldier, so this is more general. I could change tax fraud. That's a crime, so I could also change that to crime of taxes. Change it to the charges against him. Someone said, he did tax fraud, he did this crime. Change he stated or he said with a wink. I'm winking, I don't know if you can see it, to Michael said mischievously. Sometimes my students are mischievous and they do things that are not supposed to do, right? Like they eat in the classroom. That's mischievous. And I'm winking. Okay, so those are ways that we can change the vocabulary words, right? Here are some other examples. In relationship to other parts of the paragraph or to life in general, right? Life. So what do you know about this? So I can change 7 o'clock. Maybe I can say, instead, I can say 3 hours later. So I say, he woke up at 7 o'clock. He woke up 3 hours later. He woke up in the morning. Or he woke up before 8. So maybe 7 o'clock is at night. It's still before 8. So any way that you can do it with different words is called paraphrasing. It's kind of fun. Sometimes there's games where you have to do this and it can be fun. Change yellow to the color of the sun. Or what else can we change yellow to? Now don't write amarillo because that's not English. But what else could we write? The color of something. Change he to Charles Jr. That's my neighbor. Charles Jr. Charles Jr. Who's he? Charles Jr. Or again, we could change Charles Jr. to he. You can change it either way. A good way, easy way to paraphrase is not the opposite. Opposite. Change dirty to not clean, right? That's the same thing. So if I want to change hot, what should I change hot to? Not what? I know you know. Not, right? Change 1700 North Broad Street. What's that? It's an address. Change it to her workplace, or change it to the college, or change it to Temple University, right? Right, those are, what is that? 1700 North Broad Street. Change Paris to the capital of France. Did you know that? Paris is the capital of France. Or I could say Paris is the site of the Eiffel Tower. The site means the place of the Eiffel Tower. I'm sure you know the Eiffel Tower. There's a picture of it. Right, it's this, right? Site of the Eiffel Tower. That's the Eiffel Tower. Where is that? Paris. Paris, right? Or sometimes I could say the nearest city. What is Paris? The nearest city. It's not near to us, but maybe in the story, it's the nearest city. And Paris also has a nickname, the City of Lights. So Philadelphia has a nickname. Do you know what it is? The City of Brotherly. Do you know? Is it love or hate? The City of Brotherly Love. That's a nickname for Philadelphia. Now, I want to show you something else about paraphrasing, and it is called the word order. Now, I want you to do this on your paper too. All right, look at this sentence. He knew that the Ferris wheel would be popular and attract tourists to the fair. To attract means to make them come. Attract tourists to the fair. Everybody knows the Ferris wheel. It's sort of similar to the Eiffel Tower, right? Let me show you. Change this to the Ferris. Change this to a Ferris wheel. This is what a Ferris wheel is. Have you ever gone on one? Right, in New Jersey at the beach or some other place? There's them in Philadelphia. Its name is a Ferris wheel. Anyway, so let's show what I mean by lining up. Okay, I want you to do this. Are you ready? All right, so he knew that the Ferris wheel would be popular and attract tourists to the fair. I'm going to line up the word to its synonym. Mr. Ferris understood that his invention would be well liked and draw visitors to the event. Now, watch this. He is Mr. Ferris. Knew is understood. That is that. The Ferris wheel is his invention. Would be is would be. Popular is well liked, and is and. Attract is draw. Tourists is visitors. To the fair is to the event. See how I lined up the words to a synonym. The same meaning. The fair is an event, right? Those are synonyms. Now, we can't do this. This is not paraphrasing because the word order is the same. So it says we can't do this, we cannot, because the word order is the same. And so this is not a real paraphrase. Why is it not a real paraphrase? Because remember up here, I said you have to change the word order. So in that case, the word order is not changed. And so that is not good. Let's try a different way. Okay, I'm gonna, I'm gonna look at this one and let's look at that. Let's see if we could line up the words to their synonyms. So here we have he, sorry. He is Mr. Ferris. He knew, he understood. The Ferris wheel is his invention, right? Try a different color. Would be popular, change to would be successful. And here, now look what happens here. I have attract tourists to the fair. Attract tourists to the fair. I'm putting it over here, drawing visitors to the event. So you see that it's not the same word order because this is here in the gray sentence, but it is first in the second sentence. So that is why this one, the second one, this one here is okay, right? I can say that is a good paraphrase. That is a good paraphrase because the words are not exactly in the same order as we saw before, right? So this one is not good. Let's cross it out. Just kidding. Boop. Okay, let's look at another example. We can have, he knew that the Ferris wheel will be popular and attract tourists to the fair. That's the original one. And so now we have to change it to this one. So let's say he, right, is Mr. Ferris. And knew is understanding. So already we see that the word order is not the same, right? The Ferris wheel is his invention. Attract tourists to the fair is draw visitors to the event. And look at this, would be popular is be well liked. So we see that it is not in the same order. And so this is also good. This is good. Okay. Let's have one more example here. Here's the original. He knew that the Ferris wheel would be popular. That's the original. And here we have he is Mr. Ferris. It's not in the same place. Here he is the first word and he, Mr. Ferris, is the last word. So already we see that the word order is different, right? And then what else can we do? We have knew, and we change that to was known to, right? And then we see the Ferris wheel is his invention, right? And so that's good. And then look at this one, that what I did here is popular. I changed it to popularity, which is also good for paraphrasing. I changed the word popular to popularity, right? This is an adjective. This is a noun, right? And then I have attract tourists is draw of his invention. So you see that it's not the same word order. So that means that this one is good. Sorry, this is messy, but this is good because the word order is changed. Okay. Feel free to pause this video if you want. Now here, We're going to do a similar thing with number 2. Okay. So, oops, sorry. Hi, everybody. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Now I have number 2. The groundhog prefers open country and the edges of woodland and is rarely far from a burrow entrance. You know, entrance is like the opening or the door, and the burrow is their little house where the groundhog lives. Let's see a quick picture of a groundhog, if I may. There it is. That's a groundhog. Okay, groundhog. So now I want to change this. The groundhog, this little animal, prefers, likes, open country is the countryside, and the edges is border of woodland is the forest, and it is rarely, almost never, distant is far. A burrow entrance is the doorway to his home. Is this okay? Or is it too similar? It's the same word order. Is this okay? And the answer is no, right? Because it's too similar. No. So please write no right there. And you should have made these lines also like I did, right? So let's look at number 3. The groundhog prefers open country and the edges of woodland and is rarely far from a burrow entrance. But here's the groundhog, and I changed it to the woodchuck. Okay, fine. Prefers open country, feels safest near the side of the woods, right? And here we have rarely far, rarely far is usually close, right? And then we have the burrow entrance, and here is home's entryway. So that is not the same. So is this one okay? And the answer is yes. This one is okay because the words are mixed up. Okay, so thank you for your attention. Please continue with this document by yourself. Have a good day, and I will see you right now, right? Okay, bye-bye.